Hello, everyone. My name is Tiago, and this is my 90-day cycle review for my idea, Fresh Vends. So, my goal over the past 90 days was to achieve a problem solution fit for a healthy vending machine to be located on college campuses. I focused on one core business model, which was a healthy vending machine, and which I wanted to validate two main assumptions. The first one being, do students actually want healthier options? And then the second being, will they consistently buy them? To test that, I went through the process of interviewing, building a prototype, testing it, and then analyzing the results, which gave me some useful insights. So for my elevator pitch, so college students are constantly rushing between classes or skipping meals. They need something quick and convenient to stay energized during the day. And right now they rely on vending machines or fast food such as like chips, candy, and soda. So if this continues, because they're in a rush and they choose whatever is the fastest, even if it's unhealthy. So over time, that affects their energy, focus, and overall health. So that is why I created Fresh Vends, which is a healthy vending machine that provides fresh, nutritious, and convenient snacks directly on campuses. So at the start, I defined the problem as the lack of healthy, quick options on college campuses, but my target customer is being college students, especially those who are busy, those who are balancing classes during their days and other responsibilities like doing homework, studying, and going to the gym. And the solution was a vending machine offering healthier snacks and options like protein shakes, fresher options like fruit cups and so much more. And so my key assumptions that I wanted to make were students want healthier food if they are willing to pay $4 to $6 per item, and then also if they would buy them frequently. So those were the things I needed to test. So for our traction roadmap snapshot, I set a target of 30 purchases per day for each machine, which would equal around $150 per day, or about $60,000 per year for each machine. So the focus wasn't just whether people liked the idea, but whether the behavior could support a real business idea. So for our validation campaigns, so to test this, I ran interviews and prototyping testing. So I interviewed four students with all different lifestyles, including some who were living in dorms and also some who were gym focused. And then I tested the prototype with three users. And I focused on understanding just real behaviors in general, like eating habits, vending usage, and how often they skip their meals. So for our experiments that we conducted, so I found that most students actually have very rushed routines, especially in the morning. So three out of the four people I interviewed, they mentioned that they regularly skip breakfast and many rely on quicker options like granola bars or Starbucks. And the biggest pattern I noticed was that students prioritize convenience over health, which means they are choosing whatever is fastest in the moment. So the key insights I learned from this project is that the biggest in is that the real problem is not health, but it's just a matter of time and convenience. Students aren't actively looking for healthier options. They just want something that's quick. And the pain is also moderate, but it's not really something that's urgent. Students are okay skipping meals or eating unhealthy foods because it's easy. However, I did find stronger segments, especially with gym-focused students who care more about protein intake, and then also students living in dorms who have limited access to food during specific hours that campuses serve meals. So for our traction results, so my expectations was a strong demand and high willingness to buy, but in reality, the interest was only moderate. But people really liked the idea and thought it was creative and also something that is valuable in some ways, but I didn't get strong enough evidence of consistent purchasing behavior. So there's a gap here between people liking the idea and actually changing their behavior. So for the current constraints, so the biggest constraint right now is the lack of purchasing behavior, which this main risk is whether students will actually buy consistently. And there are also some challenges like pricing and placement, but the core issue is that the problem isn't urgent enough. So for my next action, so based on that, my next step would to be to pivot, I would focus on higher urgency, like quicker breakfast options or just meal replacements. And then also, I would focus more on targeting a specific segment, like more gym-focused students. And the reason is that the problem exists is not because there's not strong enough it's not strong enough across all students, so I need a stronger demand signal to show me real purchasing behavior and also to see like if the location that I chose, which is college campuses, would work out for this idea. So that is the end of the presentation. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a good one.